Hello everyone, and happy Tuesday to you, and welcome to yet another bins haul on the channel. Today I have for you some bins finds from last week. I actually found this stuff while we were out doing our thrift with me, which went up last Thursday. So there's gonna be just a couple things in here that you might recognize the label or possibly pattern on, but I don't feel like I really showed you like the full things themselves. And I also didn't really show you a whole lot of what I found, so I have a lot of unseen bins finds and really good bins finds here. Now, before I get into any hauling, if I sound or look ill at any point in this video, it is because I am. We're going through the whole process that I feel like happens at the beginning of each school year, where in the first week, Ryan starts to feel sick, and then by the weekend, between the first and second week, he's full-blown sick. And then the second week of school, I start to feel sick, and by that weekend, I'm full-blown sick. And that's exactly what's happening. I just yesterday, when I was going to the bins, I was like driving out there, and I was like, I just don't feel 100%. Like, my throat was fine, I wasn't stuffy, I wasn't sneezing, I wasn't anything. I just was like, I just feel like I'm at like 85 to 90% like energy level. And I was like, I wonder if I'm gonna get sick. And then like, as I was at the bins yesterday, it kept progressing hour by hour. I was like, oh gosh, I don't feel that good. Which also, I mean, I don't think the bins is like the best place to go to feel better from sickness or to avoid catching something. So that probably wasn't the best idea. That actually leads perfectly into, so I did go to the bins yesterday. Obviously I go every week on Monday, and I did find some really good stuff yesterday too. The bins have been really like delivering lately, I feel like. I actually decided that this is gonna be yet another week of 2 bins hauls because I'm just like that excited to show you the stuff I found this week as well. The fall stuff is just flowing in. It's really good fall stuff. It's really good shoes, which is like a little frustrating for me. I mean, obviously, like, that's a positive. Good finds in any category is great. But I had just been like kind of deciding like, oh, I don't really like to sell shoes that much. I'm kind of gonna try to avoid them if possible. And especially now with like the new shipping situation, you can't use priority mailboxes. I was like, oh my gosh, now shoes are getting even harder to ship and stuff. So I'm really gonna try to like limit the shoes. Haha, funny story. Here's my bag that I'm gonna show you today full of shoes, and then I have the same size bag for Thursday. So the shoes have been great. My last little thing I'm gonna say is, as you can see, I am in my living room. Every once in a while I just do this because I just feel like it, and also not feeling great. I don't really wanna sit under the lights. I've actually been like hot, and I don't know if that has to do with this, but I was like, I can't sit under 2 studio lights. So I am in the living room. As you can see, there's some potion bottles, there's some trinkets, there's some candles, there's some witches and some cauldrons. And that is because I have decorated this room. And if you are interested in seeing me decorate, this Friday on the second channel, I'm doing a big old decoration video that's gonna be pretty long. I'm gonna decorate like my 2 or 3 favorite rooms to decorate for Halloween. Obviously no pressure, just feel free. I thought I would let you guys know because some of you might like that over the like shopping for Halloween stuff. Okay, well, now that I've wasted this much time, let's get moving. Speaking of Halloween, in the bins, I found some stickers to include in my trick-or-treating bags for kids, so that is great. And I found this little squishmallow, which I think I actually already have in my car. Then, this is a towel. So this towel caught my attention because I honestly thought it could possibly be like Pendleton, maybe, or something. And actually, this is by Ralph Lauren. So Ralph Lauren Home Goods, you might be like, why did you pick up a hand towel? Ralph Lauren Home Goods do really well. People will have sets, and then say something happens, like this gets bleached, or there's a rip or something like that, or it just gets super worn and washed. They want to replace the 1 or 2 that they're missing. So it's good to pick up stuff like this, especially in like a tribal Aztec pattern like that. Next up, these are actually shoes that I'm gonna give my mom to sell because she likes to sell Zara a lot more than me. But I did find both of these and I thought they were pretty cute. She'll do better. I know that flat mules are in. Slingbacks are in, pointed toes are pretty in right now, so I probably could sell these myself, but I like to get some stuff for her to sell every once in a while. So these are size 40. If you're interested, they will be in my Mother Debbie's closet. Then I have these 2 pair of sandals that we'll get to in a second, because actually I first want to talk about this. I found this Smartwool hat. This is something I know I showed you guys in the thrift with me, This is just like a knit merino wool printed hat. I used to really like selling these. I've honestly had worse luck lately with them than in the past. So I was probably gonna consign that or something. Then I found the scarf. So the fact that I have a set makes me much more inclined to sell this myself. I think people would just rather buy like a matching set versus having to hunt out matching or match with things that don't actually match. So this is just the same pattern, same collection as a scarf. So I will list those two together. How many times can I say that? Apparently a lot of times. I think the shoes are actually something that I showed you guys a good amount of that I found. Not these next two pair though. I found this pair of sandals and they're by a brand called Ferrucci. I had no clue what this was, but I could tell this was real suede. I could tell this was a leather sole. I could just tell that these seem nicer, how this is like embossed here. And I was thinking of the brand Fiorucci. Fiorucci, I believe is how it's spelled, which is a more expensive brand. That's not what these are. I looked these up and these do retail for like $150, but I do think I'm gonna consign these. I don't really want to list sandals right now. And the consignment store, at least Turnstile, is taking summer that they like save for a while. So that's what I'm gonna do with these. I mean, if they were Fiorucci, I probably would have just sent them to the Real anyway. So either way, I was not gonna sell them myself. Same with these. I just couldn't skip them because this is an expensive brand. I'm not even gonna activate the Bolo notebook because this is a really hard brand to sell. It's Robert Clergery, and this is a pair of made in France sandals, flip-flop thong sandals. They're actually in really good shape. It's like a, what do they call this type of leather? Because it's not like patent, it's like pressed or like a coated leather. I don't really know. These are super, super nice. They're like gold leather straps. And this is a brand the Real takes. The resale value on this brand is very dismal. I would not advise paying almost anything for any of his shoes. Maybe newer shoes, if they're really, really cute, be very wary. Next up, we will do some Zara shoes that I am gonna sell myself. So I know I just said I was passing on trendy Zara shoes to my mom, but these ones I wanna sell myself. These are Zara ballet flats, pink satin, literally like very ballerina ballet flats. These are a size 36. With this label inside like this, at first I thought they were kids, but they are not. They are just, I think, just going for more of a like traditional ballet look versus like a fashion ballet kind of flat. So these should do super good. These are satin and light pink, but shockingly, the toes and the heels have no marks, really. If you looked with a magnifying glass, I'm sure I can't guarantee that there literally is nothing, but they're in fantastic shape for being Zara, satin, a light color, and found in the bins. I wouldn't expect them to be that nice. Speaking of satin, next up we have some slide mules. And these are really, really interesting. Definitely much more like event style shoes. I think this is going for the whole Manolo Blahnik. I think it's Amina Muaddi who also does the big like crystal appliques like this. That kind of vibe, which is a very like elevated, expensive looking look. These are by Sam Edelman. That is the newer Sam Edelman label, even though he's used that for quite a while now. These are a size 10, and I forget the name of these shoes. The Lavina 3. I was very cautious with these. Being satin, of course, like runs and stains are aplenty on anything that is satin usually. And then anything with crystals like this, especially at the bins, is usually missing one, even if it's a small one. These are beautiful. There is nothing wrong with the satin. Not a single metal piece, crystal, anything missing on these. I was shocked about that. They're in great shape. Again, there's like no toe wear. The heels haven't flattened or become asymmetrical at all or anything. I was honestly blown away. Like, I am so surprised. I'm just so surprised with how good a shape both of those last two pair of shoes are. So we've got some really good ones. We've got a new Bolo, and then we've got kind of another like designer brand that isn't really worth reselling. So maybe let's do that first because it's not the most exciting. These are some boots, some like whip stitch kind of heeled round toe boots. So the round toe makes them a little dated for 2025. This kind of like ankle, this height of heel style just makes them like not the most trendy. And these are by Alexander Berman. So Alexander Berman's whole thing lately is these like knot details. Maybe I'll put in a picture. I've had a pair of the sandals before, and it's on sandals, it's on boots, and it's on everything. That's like his newest thing. That's kind of what he's like known for right now, I feel like. And even when I had a pair of those sandals, I could not sell them. And I had them for like a while, a hot minute. I had them for summer, spring, everything. This is not a brand I really love to sell, but it's one that I would for sure pick up in the bins. If I really, really, really like the style, of course I'd pick it up to sell, but these are something else that I'm definitely going to like consign or send to the Real Rail or do something with. Again, not a brand to skip in the bins, but I wouldn't really call it a bolo just because like it just doesn't hold much value. This is a bolo brand and I love this brand. I have never had shoes by them. I honestly didn't even know they did shoes. But these are some horsebit loafers. They are suede. They're very like soft suede. They also have this kind of like quilting detail, like stitched to the toe area. These are by Barber. And look at that, I actually said it right for once. So not Barbour, Barber. These are a size 5. They're pretty small, but they are, again, like new. I've been surprised with how good of condition so many of the shoes I've been finding lately in the bins are. It's like hit or miss. Either the shoes are hardly a shoe anymore, there's no sole, there's no inner sole, the tongue is ripped, the back is chewed, there's like a bunch of dust and kibbles and bits inside. Like it is like the worst condition ever or like new. I feel like there's like no in between the bins almost. Anyways, these should do good. Loafers, fall, they kind of go hand in hand. So that's wonderful. Okay, so let's do the one last pair that's like not designer. Then there's a designer, and then there's a luxury pair. So first up is this pair of Resell boots. I am very, very, very picky with Resell boots nowadays. They were obviously around like 2019, 2020, such a good find. Like people would pay up a lot for them to resell. Nowadays, it's very oversaturated. Every single like woman in Minnesota still wears them. I think like online it's just so oversaturated. These though are such a cute style. Again, they're in just like fantastic shape. There's a little bit of toe wear, but I will say Resell's do come a little pre-worn. Some of these might not be original, but some of it also for sure is. Otherwise, like everywhere else, these are in great shape and these are just so cute. I am super picky with like the older styles of the like Joan of Arctic, the canvas ones, some of the lace up ones and stuff. But some of these, what do they call it? Like chukka boots still do quite good. Or they at least do like okay. And also, if I wasn't gonna get these to sell myself, all of our consignment stores in the area, if they're in good shape, will still mark Resell's very, very high. So that's great. Okay, here's our designer. And this is when I'm for sure busting out the Bolo notebook because this is a new Bolo brand I had never heard of in my life. Now these are not in like new condition. They're not that bad, but I still need to clean these. These are by a brand, which I did not look up the pronunciation of, XOCOI. Zakoi, maybe it's pronounced? No clue. These are clearly some like rubber chunky clogs with the slingback detail. They have some scuffing and stuff on the inside and dirt, but since they're rubber, they should be very easy to clean. The bottoms are a little dirty too. They caught my attention because of how like weird they are. They're very, very funky. And then I picked one up and I saw that it said made in Italy at the bottom. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to read, but it says made in Italy there. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna grab the other one and I'm gonna go look these up. So I looked them up and it looks like these retail, like original retail prices of like $200 to $300, I think it was. Though Yoox, Y-O-O-X, is a discount website for designer items and they do sell them for a little bit less, like $150 or $125. So I don't think these are gonna get me like $1 million, but something this funky should do really good. I should probably even put these on Depop, honestly, once I get some pictures of them. But I just gotta clean on the inside a little and then I gotta clean the bottoms and stuff. But again, that should be so easy since they are rubber. They're not as like touchy. And then my last pair are some really, really cute, very like professional businesswoman pumps. These are some Manolo Blahniks, as I show you the logo completely upside down. These are Manolos, which obviously, I don't even think I need to do the Bolo notebook because I think everybody knows Manolo. These are some kitten heel brown suede, like ruched, scrunched, pointed toe pumps. These are also in really good shape. I mean, they've obviously been worn, but overall they're in really good shape. The insoles are super clean, which I love that. These are size 40 and a half. So they're either a 10 or a 10 and a half. I'll have to kind of like look into it. And a lot of times if they're not in the best shape or they're not the trendiest style, I will just like consign Manolos as well. This pair, however, I do want to sell. Suede is really in. Brown color items are very in right now. Kitten heels are still pretty popular. Even though pumps are actually kind of having a comeback, like taller pumps, kitten heels are definitely still in. So I will try those. I think they're actually very cute, even though they're a little older. Okay, let's get into the clothing. If there have been some choppy edits, it's because my throat not really cooperating with me while I'm trying to speak. I wanted to update you on one item. I know you guys have seen this before. This is that Sundance dress from last week on last Tuesday's haul. This was an extra small, like viscose, or was this like Cupro? This might have been the thing that was Cupro, where I was like, what is Cupro? Still don't know what Cupro is. A like very pretty floral, very cottage long dress. So cute. My bins friend, Joel, one of my bins buddies, texted me and he was like, hey, I think I have your slip. Sure enough, he did, which is fine. I was like, honestly, Joel, just keep it. I'll just find a different slip. I had no clue the slip was this printed. It's the same print as the dress. This alone, you basically get two dresses in one because you could wear this as a dress, and that's actually why he picked it up. He thought this was just a dress that was missing the Sundance label because everyone can tell that like that's a Sundance size tag. So he had grabbed this and he insisted that he give it to me. So he did, and now I can list my Sundance. If I had been looking for a slip, I would not have been looking for something like this. I would have just been looking for like a beige slip. So now I get the original one. That's great. Okay, let's jump into the clothing finds, shall we? And there is luxury in here. I think there's a few luxury brands, including a new one to me. First up is Zara. So that's not great. I mean, I know Zara, like some people do have luck selling Zara. And I wish I was one of those people. I just don't like love their practices. I actually really don't like their practices. And I also just don't have that much luck with it. Like it's honestly almost nothing personal. It's just like, I just can't sell it that well at all. It's good to consign, but I can't sell it that well. So this is an embroidered, like Western floral jacket. Yes, all of this is embroidered on. The embroidery actually goes all the way up and down the front, like flap that covers the zipper and snaps. And then there's embroidery on the pocket slits as well. This has a drawstring bottom, so you could like scrunch it up if you want, or just do like a little tied detail. The sleeves have a bunch of embroidery to them as well, and the tassels all the way down. Tassels and fringe are having quite a moment as well. This should do super good. I thought this was too substantial and cute of a Zara to skip, so that's why I picked that up. It is a size medium, if I didn't say that. Here's one of our luxury finds already. I found this black pair of pants, very just classic plain, by DG Dolce & Gabbana. These are a size 32 or a European 46. This is definitely something that I'm gonna find something else to do with. DG by Dolce & Gabbana is already a diffusion line, but also these are just like black, probably ankle length boot cut pants. I literally don't know what I could do with these. Like besides bring them somewhere, consign them or something, I don't picture being able to sell these very well. Obviously, a very exciting like label to see in the bins because it's luxury, but not the most exciting find. This is a very exciting label to find in the bins and a really exciting find. So I found some Goldie jeans. These are size 28. As you could see, they are a white jean. They're called the Remy, which seems to be kind of the mom jean. So they're like a straight leg, but they definitely taper just a little. They're high rise. They are a button fly. They're a really, really nice denim, which I guess doesn't surprise me because they're a Goldie. They're not just that really like elasticy, like sheer white denim. They almost have a little bit of like a canvas cotton look to them. Super nice and super clean, which again, shocking at the bins. So I was really excited about those. These are really fun. Now, we all know that I kind of went through an Athleta obsession phase. I think it was early 2024. I just like loved selling Athleta. I would even pay up for it. I'm way over that now, and Athleta does not do very well for me, but I still get excited about fun pieces like this. So these are some like utility pants with these drawstring big pockets at the side, and they have zippers that go all the way up and down the front of both legs. So they have a really fun model picture where she has them like only unzipped in the front and like her knees are coming out. They're very convertible pants, I guess. They're a size medium. They're called the Stay Fly pant. I don't know. I think they're really cool. I think they're from like 2021, so it's not like they're the newest, but they're still really fun. Then we have a vintage find. Told you guys a couple times, yet I will say it again. In the fall, I'm definitely more open to vintage pieces than spring and summer. I just have better luck with like vintage sweaters, vintage coats, vintage blazers. So this is a vintage Land's End item, and this is 100% Scottish wool, which is fantastic. This is a size women's large, and this is such a cute cable knit boxy sweater. It's got that speckly look that Alex Mill that I found that Trisha bought. Love that for Trisha. It's got that speckly look that had, which again, I'll say it again. I'll say it again. I feel like that's just such a nice, like, it just looks luxurious. It looks like a high quality sweater when it has that kind of like speckle. If anyone knows that, is that like marled? I don't know. If anyone knows what that speckly look to knit is, please let me know. I found two pieces that kind of go together, even though I actually am gonna list these separately. This is like an intimate lingerie sleep dress with this really beautiful embroidery to the front. It's very off blush pink, fully satin, except there are some mesh panels to the sides and the straps are actually mesh. So this is Flora by Flora Night Cruise. Okay, the biggest issue with filming out here is I cannot get these labels to show up super well, so I do apologize. Once I feel a little better, I will get back to the posh room. This is a size 1X, so it's a great size too. Flora Night Cruise and Flora by Flora Night Cruise can be at Anthro and Beholden. I need to still research this slip a little better. I haven't, it's been kind of tricky to find because like this is all she makes. So if you look up like blush pink slip Flora Night Cruise, there's a trillion of them. So it's been a little tricky. But I also found the Rogue that matches. Again, I am actually gonna list these apart because I do think they could do fine apart and not everybody wants both. I think I'm gonna put in the description that I have the other piece, so somebody who's interested could bundle them if they wanted to. So again, this just says Flora. Just trust me. It says the same thing as the dress, but this has its belt. It's really pretty as well. Really nice. Same material, same kind of pattern on the cuffs there. Also a 1X. Next up, Jackie actually popped on this. I only have a couple of these things listed when I'm filming. By the time you guys see this, it's probably everything. But when I'm filming, I only have a few of these things listed, and Jackie was like, I'm not even gonna wait. I'm gonna grab that. So it's this Sandro Paris sweater. This is so nice. It's like a gold caramel color, honestly. It's kind of showing up tan on the camera, but it's really like golden, really great fall color. This is a merino wool blend sweater, even though it's mainly merino wool. It's got these fun like ribbed detailing there, and then it's kind of like textured throughout. Such a nice sweater. Sandro is for sure a luxury brand, though it's another one that can be trickier to sell. I think staple pieces like that can do well, and some of their more like whimsical, interesting ones can. You just can't price it too close to retail. Next up is Peruvian Connection, which I haven't found in forever. This is an extra large, and usually when I find it, it's a sweater, but as you can see, this is a dress. But talk about like a harvest dress, like a pumpkin patch, fall festival dress. So cute. It's just like a golden tan, again, a very similar color to that sweater. Golden tan backdrop with like big red roses all throughout and these like very fall looking leaves. This is so pretty. I actually like really like that dress. This I got to consign, and little did I know that this brand is not only Ever Eve pretty frequently, but it can even be Anthro, and this was at both. So this is possibly kind of a new bolo. It's called Design History. There's the best look at it. It does not. It's a very unassuming label. This looks like something that would be at like Macy's or JCPenney's. But this is a wool blend, 14% wool. And the reason I decided to actually check was because look at the style of this sweater. It's got these puff organza sleeves, very puffy, and this knit cuff. It also has this like knit sweater ruffle body to it. This is such a cute sweater. I was so excited to find out this was Anthro. I was like, yes, yes, so cute. This is a new Bolo brand to me. I mean, at least, I don't think I'm gonna activate the Bolo notebook. This brand retails for quite a bit, but it's very hard to find anywhere on the resale market. It's called Goelia, I would assume, unless it's just Golia. This is a size large. It's a US 8 or 10, so it could fit either. And it's a wool blend, just a little nice vest. Obviously, these type of vests have been really popular lately. So this is a good style, I guess, to try this brand in. So I'll let you guys know how this does. It might be a Bolo, but you could go research this brand if you want. Their stuff is pretty expensive, which is nice, obviously. My IKEA bag is still like half full, but I have a lot of very chunky stuff left, so we really probably don't have too much left. This is Abercrombie & Fitch. It's a size large. This is just a nice gingham puff sleeve kind of crop top with the shirt detailing all throughout. Very, very good, just staple Abercrombie piece. Easy $25, $30 sale right there. This is my first time trying this brand, so let me know if you guys have tried this brand before and if you've had luck. So these are some short alls in like a gauze cotton material. This is fully gray. Again, being in the living room, the color gets a little warmer out here. I feel like, especially back here, when I put things closer, it cools down, but like my hand looks like white. My hand looks very Caucasian, and my face looks kind of like tan back here. I don't know. The lighting out here is strange. Anyways, this pair of short alls is by the Normal brand, extra small. I feel like I've seen in a couple places that short alls are kind of trendy a little. It might be kind of a micro trend right now. This brand is like kind of expensive. I feel like it's kind of a Quince situation, but it's like a lot less popular than Quince. Though this is like new because it still has the button attachment. So I thought I would just give it a try. I do find this brand every once in a while, and Mall of America has one, so I think it pops up every once in a while. And if I could find out that this is worth picking up, that'd be great. So if you've tried the Normal brand, please let me know. But like this retailed for $100, so it's not cheap. Then we have a sweater. This is a funky color. How is this gonna show up? And then this shows up like almost perfectly. It's a little more green than it looks here. It's called Lime Glow is the color name. This is Free People. It's an extra large, super cute and chunky. It's quite a heavy sweater. It's very substantial, but I love that cable knit detail to the front. I also love when like the knit of a sweater goes a different direction on the sleeves versus the body. I just feel like that looks really nice. I think I have only like 5 or 6 more things. Again, they're all very like chunky. Next up is St. John. So I showed you the tag of this in the thrift with me. This is a size 6. It's like new, but let me put an asterisk. Let me put an asterisk on that. So it's this gray open blazer jacket in the Santana knit. But the reason that I put an asterisk on it's like new is because somehow, I don't know if it's when she was like opening her package with it in it or something, there's a hole in the front. Though with knits, it's so easy to fix holes like this. So I'm gonna stitch that up, and this is probably something I'll consign. I would love to sell something like this myself, but it's just not, it's not something that I see being able to sell super easily. So I will be like consigning that or sending it to the Real or something. Then I have this dress that is again just perfect for fall. It is soft surroundings. As you can see, it's missing a size. I think it's like a small. I haven't listed this yet, though I do have measurements for when I do list it. So I will provide measurements on this. But it is a flannel long sleeve like shirt dress with a belt and everything. It's almost like a trench dress, kind of, in its style. It almost feels like it has wool in it, but now I don't remember. But it's very nice material. Yeah, 20% wool. This is like a really nice soft surroundings piece. Our friend who moved to Colorado from the bins, one of our bins buddies once again, Cinda, had been visiting, and so she threw me this, and I am very appreciative. She actually threw me the Sandro as well. She's so nice. This is to die for cute. Like, I'm obsessed with this dress. This is a velvet floral embroidered dress. The color is probably not gonna show up well in this room, but it is a dark, beautiful blue color. Over here, it looks a little better. I don't know. It's washing out really weird. Dark blue velvet. She wore blue velvet. Anyways, this is by the brand Unique Vintage, which I love selling. But it got better when I was looking in my cart. This is actually new with tags, unique vintage. It's a 3X. So it's a great size. So beautiful. This is actually a maxi length and it's called like the Stargazer dress or something. Even though they are flowers, it had some like celestial name to it. But I love this brand. I love this piece. Really excited about that. I'm gonna give this Airy sweater a try. I think this is from like 2024. It's just like a multicolor kind of mixed, almost like rainbow effect, but very pastel sweater. It actually has wool in it. It has a hood. It's a size small. It's very, very oversized though. I'd say this fits more like a regular large or possibly even extra large, but Airy does pretty good for me. It's kind of a bread and butter for me if it's a good piece. So I'm gonna give that a shot. Three more, and then I'll let you go. This last one I'm gonna do last is I think it's very exciting. It seems very promising and it's very interesting. This I actually grabbed for me, as I showed you guys in the thrift with me. I do think I'm gonna sell it though, because I've thought about it more and I don't really think I'd wear it enough to justify it. This is the blazer that had the cassette in the pocket, which I have the cassette. I think it's in the Posh room. I still have the cassette. And I need to find a cassette player because it did look like the cassette had half a recording. Like it was like half full. So I need to know what this person like recorded. I hope it's not like something weird and scary. But this is a really nice textured, almost tweed looking blazer coat. It honestly fits more like a coat because even on me, it's like really long. It's by an Italian brand called Ross Grayson, and it originally was like a size 52 or something, so it would be pretty big on me anyways. Yeah, 52. But I measured it out. It's like a woman's kind of boxy extra large, and it's just really, really, really nice, like wool blend. It might have been a cashmere blend too, material. So I think that'll do good anyways. I showed you a little bit of this as well. This is a Free People poncho, almost like an acrylic scarf at each side with slightly like Novacek look to it, kind of like Burberry. It's got fringe at the bottom, and in the middle is this lace detail panel. It's a little worn feeling, not too bad though, but I think this is a slightly newer Free People label. It is probably, yeah, one size fits all. So I'd like to find the model picture for this, which I probably will before this video goes up, but I haven't found it when I'm filming, and then I'm gonna get that posted, and I think it'll sell honestly pretty quick. Last but not least, I might need to stand up. Do I have the energy left in me? I need to blow my nose. My throat hurts so bad. Okay, so this is such a nice coat. I picked it up solely based on style and then looked it up, and I mean, unsurprisingly, it was a really good brand. It's this wool alpaca, like cashmere blend, brown, stunningly beautiful, floor length coat. Such good condition. No moth holes, no moth chewing or anything. It's double breasted with 4 buttons. Then I noticed that the collar is 100... No! Oh my gosh, it has a slit in it. What am I gonna do, guys? Oh my gosh, there's like this slit in the shoulder. I guess I'll just have to list it with that for less. No! It's so nice otherwise. Anyways, this is a real fur collar with a zigzagging detail to it. So the brand on this is Bella Bici, which looks like such an expensive label. This is like such a nice wool and cashmere as the outside. Designed in Italy. It also had these labels at the top that looked super fancy. It says like real baby alpaca and virgin wool, finest quality fabric from Italy. Super expensive looking. I then also found this label on the inside that says the fur is from Saga Furs, which is a really expensive fur brand, which I am not a fur supporter, but I don't mind saving it from going to the dump. I'm so thrown off now that I saw that this has that flaw. This coat looks like it would retail. Actually, it was pretty hard to find. I could find a lot of like wool, like waist length coats that go for like new, like 1,000. It's giving me a Cinzia Roca vibe. Obviously kind of Max Mara-esque or whatever. I guess I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do with that. I have no clue. Did it have a size? If anyone's interested, obviously I will be selling this quite a bit cheaper than I had planned. It's a size 8, so dang. Okay. Anyways. On that note, that's all I have for you guys today. I am disappointed by that. So there was my finale that ended up, it's like launching off the finale fireworks, but like there's like a failure to launch and only like 3 go off. Okay, well, that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this haul. I will see you on Thursday for yet another haul. I'm actually looking at the IKEA bag of stuff from Monday that I'm showing you on Thursday. So I will see you whenever you choose to see me next. Goodbye, everyone.